guys. Hey.
Fire away, please.
Recording in progress.
Hey, so congrats, y'all.
Thank you.
You guys kind of came out really fast, not just hitting shots, but being able to kind of get out in transition. Sonia had the two where she went coast to coast. Slim seemed to get the straight line drives, throughout the day. We talk about pace so much. Is this kind of what it really looks like when it's really kind of clicking?
Yeah, I mean, on our best day, and we had one of our best days transition wise. So all credit to them. They're so coachable in terms of some of the things that we've tried to highlight to say, hey, this can help us out, and they just take it and run with it. So just really impressed with their coachability, and maybe it won't look always so flawless, but I think that improvement has just been something that they've embraced, and it's glad our fast break looked a little bit better today.
Slim, kind of want to ask you a little bit about the same thing. How have you seen this offense kind of progress to where you have a day like, I mean, what, 104 today, 50 points in the paint. You got to the rim a ton and the free throw line. So how have you seen this whole thing kind of progress?
I think it's just kind of like a picture of what we've been practicing all season, and literally just getting that ball up the floor 8 seconds or less, just making strong decisions. Like Coach said, this is one of our best offensive games in the sense of transition, and that was a point of emphasis yesterday in practice to just clean that up. And I'm just proud of us for the execution that we're doing. Obviously, we're still growing, and I'd say this is probably the first game, even though the lead was large, where we kept going. Like, we didn't slow down. We didn't let them get back in the game. We held our position, and we did really good at it.
And one for you real quick, Sonia. You had the two like right out of the gate. I think it was in the first 4 minutes or so, kind of went coast to coast. What did you see from the operation of how you guys were able to kind of create those lanes and create those angles that you guys were able to get to the rim so consistently?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was an emphasis on running wide and keeping the floor spaced out and open, and I think that enabled us to just get, I mean, they either had to guard out wide, they had to guard out, just make them choose who they had to guard, and I think we did that, and that's why we were able to get open lanes, especially with the emphasis on really trying to push it.
Hey everybody, Slim, Sonia, kind of picking up on that. You guys had a big rebounding advantage today, and we've heard a lot from Sydney about how the defensive rebounds can kind of, jumpstart the transition.
Mm-hmm.
What was kind of the approach on the glass, and how much did you see that affect what you were able to do in transition?
You want to say it?
I mean, there's definitely a big emphasis on boxing out. We knew that, especially their guards like to crash. So I know before the game started,
Guard huddle.
Yeah, the guard huddle. Sim was like, let's really pick up our stuff and help these posts because it's not just their job. So big emphasis on just boxing out, helping our posts, and when we're getting stops, if we get the rebound, that's what led to that transition again. So it was big part of our defense was just getting stops so we can rebound it and get out.
Sydney, for you, you talked pregame about making Marina and Tina work for their shots, and they went, 13 for 32 combined. What do you think was working defensively against those two in particular?
I think it's really hard to guard them, just one-on-one. Although Slim really shined, really, really, really shined against Marina. But in situations where we needed to help, say a ball screen, just being engaged there and being a good teammate defensively to not just leave it on Slim to figure it out. And the same holds for Tina Charles in the post, of just like, she's just so good. She's so skilled. So if you give her acres of space, she'll hurt you. And we faced matchups similar to that. So just like our best effort is guarding people as a team. I think that's the short version of it. And when we do that well, we at least, make people work and give ourselves a chance.
Just one more for me. Slim, wanted to ask you about Sonia reverse real quick for Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you had a big day, kind of no matter who was guarding you. But just curious, with that being a rookie sliding into their starting lineup,
Mm-hmm.
was kind of shifty, kind of like you. I'm curious, what stands out to you about her on tape or live.
I mean, live, yeah. We didn't really get to match up too often in the game, but I will say there was one possession in particular where I was trying to get it to Steph on a mismatch, and I realized how long and how athletic she was. Mind you, in the jump shot, like literally, it was a foul, but the fact that she was able to reach me at the point of my shot, I was like, okay, you're freakishly athletic. It's been a while since I've seen another guard or had to face that another guard. So I'm excited for her. She's on a good team. I'm wishing her the best, and I'm rooting for her. Same team, no team. I'm rooting for her because that's a really athletic player. But she's good. She's good. You could tell that she got a bounce to her. So I'm rooting for her.
Slim, I'll keep it with you. I heard in the interview you were talking with Ariana about how it's about how you guys respond, and you guys responded from the last game to this one.
Yep.
How important is that as a theme for this Mystics team with so many young players
Yep.
still getting used to the W and imparting that on them?
I mean, it's how you said it. Like, it's super important because it teaches us about emotional response and how to not stay in like a place of sadness or sulking for too long. We had a talk. Coach brought us in for film. Some of us, talked about our off day, and we expressed, some of us were disappointed. Some of us felt like we could have did more, and it was one of those things where we had to understand that what happened doesn't define us. How we respond does. And this was one of those games where we got the chance to bounce back, especially going into this week of practice without any games. That gives us a little bit of a high spirit, and looking forward to correcting a lot of things that we didn't get to correct because we had so many games in the beginning of the season.
And then Sydney, with looking at the box score, there's a lot of things that you can be positive about. What's kind of one thing that maybe stood out to you the most about, like, we executed this flawlessly, this is what we needed to do in this game?
Nothing box score related. It's what Slim just talked about. I don't want them to revel in shortcomings or off days. When their game is off, or anything like that. I want them to revel in like the connection that we have, and just the joy that we have. Like, we like playing ball together, and sometimes we have lost. I get that. Sometimes we've won, but just the day in and day out, I think, of being around each other, like that's the part that's wonderful. And I know these are pros and we're trying to win games. I'm not like obscuring that, but the fact that we're able to hold on to how much we are privileged to be together and to keep coming to practice or keep having a game to play, like that's the big ticket item that I want them to focus on. And I felt like we were like that yesterday. After we spent some time together and talked, and we were like that today, and we're like that almost every day. That's what I want, and I think this game reflects that.
Sonia, what do you think you can learn from like a kind of performance like Slim had today?
I think there's always a lot I can learn from Slim. She's someone that I look up to. Obviously, she's an amazing guard, but she's also an amazing leader, and I think that's something that really sticks out to me, like just throughout the game, always giving me just bits of knowledge that has that I'm still trying to learn. But I think from her performance today,
This is hard for me.
cast you up, yeah. Whatever. No, but her aggressiveness, but then her ability to also create for her teammates. Like, yeah, she had, how many points did you have? Like 30, whatever you had. Being aggressive, but then at the same time, the amount of times that she got an open shot for her teammate, and it's just being able to do both those things is something that I want to do and want to get better at. So it's really cool to see.
And Coach, how would you evaluate Lucy after a few games in now?
Yeah, I was so happy for her. Just so happy for her. She just works really hard. She has a great balance. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but like her confidence plus her willingness to like hear from others and try to do what we're asking specifically in this role, but also know she's got more game than that. Is just like that blend is really good about her. She works really hard. She stays positive. She can draw confidence from her work habits, and she's earned their respect. And that's a big deal. So just really happy to see the ball go in, but also happy to see her moving defensively, competing, and enjoying the game because she deserves it.
Coach, I'm sorry, didn't be too loud. Sorry about that. It seemed like today Shakira and Aaliyah was a little, they was very aggressive, looking for their shots. Was that something that was a health thing that helped them back earlier, or?
Yeah, I'll take Shakira. Shakira's getting into her groove. When she's healthy, people know what she's able to do. Like, that's not a new thing. Like, that's not new at all. Like, she can hoop. And it's as much as anything is just getting her healthy and allowing her to stack like day after day after day to, be her best self, injury free. Aaliyah, she had a wonderful year last year, and it's the same thing. We're still working her in to getting her regular minutes, and her fire, like she's a monster on the offensive boards. Like she plays so hard, and she's such a great teammate. So the more minutes they get and the more reps and comfort they feel, I think we can see performances like this from them. And I just want health. I just want health for both of them.
It's muted. Oh, somebody. Are we muted? No, we're not muted. Are we muted? No, it's somebody up there, but they unmuted.
Wait, is it me?
Yeah, I go right ahead.
Oh, I am so sorry, guys. So it's not. I'm sorry, it's not related to the game, but I just wanted to get your thoughts about the scheduling across the WNBA. Satu Sabali, one of the WNBPA player representatives, spoke about it last night, and I just wanted to get your thoughts about it.
Can you state her statement? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little clueless.
Just to clarify about I wanted to get your thoughts about.
No, I know what you're trying to clarify. I'm saying, what was her statement?
She said that 9 games in 18 days was like unacceptable. Like, I think something like that. Like, she kind of called out the commissioner last night.
I'll take that.
Thanks. What?
I'll take that. These are world-class athletes, and so they're just giving their all in these games, and it's a lot. It takes a lot mentally, emotionally, physically, the whole thing. So yeah, a lot of games in a short amount of days. That's hard, and to take it from one of the best players in our league, you have to consider that. I don't want to bring the commissioner in. I'll just say, like, from our standpoint, that certainly takes its toll. At the same point, we're pleased with the platform that we have, and as long as we're mindful of putting players first and helping them manage their bodies and the emotional and mental toll it takes to compete, all out, constantly, we just gotta be mindful of that. So that's how I respond for us in that regard.
Thank you. I'm sorry I wasn't being there.
All good.
Thank you.
Enjoy your Sunday.
Drive home safe, everybody.
Recording stopped.